Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is Tarot Oracle reading, and this is a general or collective reading for the new moon solar eclipse. It's a total solar eclipse on August the 12th. And you, Aquarius, are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Aquarius, we all have a little bit of Aquarius in us somewhere. If you do have your birth chart, which house is Aquarius in, that's where this information will show up for you. All right. This is also, oh, come here, sweetheart. Good girl. All right. So this is just not just a regular new moon. It's also a total solar eclipse. The moon is in the sign of Leo. And the opposing energy from across the zodiac wheel is Aquarius. And this energy is talking about individuality. Leo and Aquarius both enjoy individuality, and it's important to them. But the difference in the way that they deal with it is what's being brought up in this reading, or in this eclipse energy. It's talking about Leo loves to be an individual, but they also love to be a leader. So their energy is do it my way and follow me. And the Aquarius energy is a little bit more like a team player energy. It's like, I like to be an individual, but as well, I enjoy hearing the opinions of the group and working in that way as well. So it's just a little, it's talking about, this moon is really talking about what our own needs are, and then what the group or the family or the community's needs are. And the eclipse season, when there's an eclipse, what's happening is the sun is blocked out for a short period of time. So this top row is the energy of the moon, and this is of the sun exposing any hidden secrets from the top there. So the energy we're beginning with for the overall reading is the Page of Pentacles. So some sort of information, communication is coming in regarding health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D. So the Pentacles are representing the element of earth. This is talking about matters of the earth and earthly matters. Of course, money is a huge part of that. So Pentacle is represented by a coin. But, you know, you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle you want. So this is talking more about lifestyle. And because of the age of the pages would work for the king and queen. And their main task would be to deliver information, communication within the court, and also maybe small tasks and errands. But they would start very young, 7 to 14, depending on how mature they were. Because back in those days, I mean, the life expectancy is half of what it is now. So they went to work early. This would be a real coup for the page, though. I mean, he's dressed in finery, and he's learning all about the ways of the elite, you know, of the working in the palace and delivering communication back and forth. It would be really prestigious for his family as well. The significance, though, of his age is like, if he was doing a really good job and was still there when he was 21, then he might even be considered for knighthood. And if he could afford his own horse. So maybe he learned a lot about finances while he was working there. But this is significant because it can be talking about the information that's coming in could definitely be from around the time frame when you were in elementary school, high school, you know, beginning college, university, maybe apprenticing in a trade, or, you know, about to set foot in the workforce full on. And this also, it could be information about people that you knew from back then, and or it could be about them. Some sort of information is coming in. Maybe you bump into someone that you haven't seen for a long time, or they contact you on social media or something, and they have an idea and they want you to go into business with them or something like that. It would definitely, this could also represent family members, because of course at that age you would know your family members. So that might give you a little bit of an idea. Eclipse seasons actually come in groups. They're like a series. And the last time we had the Leo Aquarius axis on the Earth was way back in 2016, in August till January of 2019. So think back to that time, what was going on back then. Also, the one before that was in February of 2008 till August of 2009. So this could really give you an idea. This is very similar energy. It could be unfinished business from that time. And for some, it goes way back to 1998 in August and July of 2000. So that energy, whatever was going on there, and even if in 1998 it was more about what was going on with your parents, that could have a significant role here, because we do have the Queen of Pentacles here, which is about generational wealth, and we have some information coming in here. So the Leo energy is at the top here, and this is the energy of the moon. Quite often moons are talking about hidden illusions or secrets coming out. We do have the Knight of Swords here, and the Knight of Swords is representing the element of air. The swords are mental intelligence and discipline of the mind. But the Knight of Swords is sometimes considered someone who is like a fool rushing in. Or if you're hearing weird noises in the background, that's my cat Stella. She likes to sit on my lap and she's purring, but you can't grab the mic. She's got happy feet and she gets excited, and then she sees the light shining on my mic. So that's what those weird no, don't chew on the mic. Hey, you be a good girl now. You're supposed to just sit there and purr and lower stress, not raise it. So the Knight of Swords is sometimes considered a fool rushing in, because he is he has only half his sword is showing, and that could mean that he only has half the information, and we can't see the point, and maybe he can't see the point either. Stella, you need to stop doing that, or you have to get off my lap. This is talking about, sometimes this card can represent someone who's in a panic and running from something. So he seems like the next card from close to him here is the Ace of Swords, and it's about running from the truth. And it might be something about generational wealth that he's running from here. I don't know. There's something going on here, because this energy is being pretty clear. So yeah, if he's running from the truth here, then he can sometimes be considered like he's got a big red flag on the back of his helmet there as well. So sometimes this can talk about someone who's really anxious, and he's having, press the panic button kind of energy. And it's saying there's some sort of communication coming in, and he's trying to run from it or run towards someone to let them know about something. And it seems to be about the truth coming out, and a concern that the truth is coming out possibly. So the horse is representing his heartfelt energy and passion. And you notice like that horse is totally stressed out. So it's talking about an energy of anxiety. And that he's running this horse really hard. Like the horse is totally anxious and exhausted, you can tell. He's running against the wind through barren land. So even the clouds in the sky look like they've been like, cut with the sword. And then we have the Ace of Swords, which is a gift from the divine in the universe. It's a collaboration, and this is to bring the truth in. So you might be waiting to hear about a truth, or maybe you don't know anything about it and you're about to find out about a truth. Sometimes this can talk about legal and illegal investigations, like using hidden cameras and, hot mics and that type of energy. And it can sometimes even represent like hiring a private detective. You may have hired a private detective and you're waiting to hear some information about coming in. This could be your energy, the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is known to be very resourceful. She can make something out of nothing. And of course, she's focused on this pentacle on her lap. And she comes from old money. So she's not flashy with her money. She's not trying to impress anyone with it. She prefers quality over quantity. When this card comes in lately, I'm asking for my collective, what why does the Queen of Pentacles, who comes from generational wealth, now that's a legacy that's passed down from one generation to the next, why does she have to be so resourceful? Like, what happened to her generational wealth? Let's find out. Like, we're going to ask that question a lot. It's coming up a lot in the comments in the collective. And so whenever she shows up now, I ask, okay, is there anyone that's missing an inheritance here? Or is there something going on here about, you know, something that we don't know about involving the pentacle energy? And so the energy of the Aquarius energy, which is your sign here, you know, it's really interesting because Uranus rules Aquarius, and Aquarius energy just moved into, or sorry, Uranus just moved into the sign of Gemini about 2 months ago now. And bottom line is Uranus in Gemini wants the truth to come out, and it comes out in very different ways because Aquarius energy is having a very quick-witted mind, and Gemini is the same way and also very adaptable to change. So that there's a lot of truths coming out since Uranus moved into Gemini. And it hasn't been there since 1941 to 1949, so it could go all the way back to that time frame. That was when World War II was happening, and there was a lot of shift going on back then. So we're, you know, even now we're just still learning about some of the truths that really happened during that time frame. So it could go all the way back to then. That might have something to do with this question. You know, Uranus is a real pain in the butt for people that don't want the truth to come out. But if you're on the right side of the law and of spiritual and on the physical, this could be saying that there's a blessing coming in for you and a lot of opportunities. So this is saying that, you know, there's 7 cups here and each of them has a gift in it. Now they're shrouded in this big cloud of dark smoke. And so it's kind of like you have to be able to really interpret each of these in your own way. You're like a black hole sucking in opportunity right now, just like sucking it all in there. But like a black hole, you are the center of your universe, and you have to put your own spin on the energy. You have to decide which of these cups you want to work with, and you have to be able to see the possibilities because they're wrapped in challenges. And like, for instance, this one cup has beauty in it. And beauty, of course, outer beauty is a beautiful thing to have. And these days, if you don't like how you look, you can definitely go get cosmetic surgery and many procedures to change the way you look. And with all the makeup and, you know, all the products, like there's so much that you can do to improve your looks. But if you focus too much on your outer beauty, your inner beauty might suffer. And then you won't have that beauty that you want because beauty really shines from within. And we have the energy of talking about a shrouded figure here. And we don't know who's under this figure. Is it the good, the bad, the ugly? What's under there? And then we have a snake. And a lot of people might say, oh, I'm not interested in a yellow-bellied coward slithering through the grass. And someone else might say, hey, this is a great time for me to shed my skin like a snake and have a rebirth and do things in a new way. And we have the castle, and the castle, yeah, they're really beautiful to have. Castles are gorgeous. Having said that, they're quite often built on the side of cliffs, so they're challenging to get to. So you could become quite isolated when you're in a castle. And the other thing is castles are expensive to keep. So you can end up being house poor keeping up a castle. So it has its pluses and minuses as well. And the bouquet of flowers is talking like, are you going to the flowers in a bouquet don't compete with each other. Who's more beautiful? They just open up to their beauty and let it out. And so are you going to stay closed, or are you going to open up to, be your authentic self and just let it shine? And then we have the laurel wreath, and that is quite often representing victory. And at the same time, laurel wreaths are laid on coffins. We also have the energy of the dragons, and dragons can be really scary, and a lot of people feel that they're evil. The medieval ones in particular. My dragons in my oracle are from the future. And so they're not that same way. So they actually bring good fortune and a lot of communication from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And so, it depends on how you look at the situation. I didn't know very much about dragons when I started painting them, but I got inspired by it and I had a lot of fun because dragons have a really good sense of humor. And then we have this energy of Nine of Cups. So Nine of Cups, this individual looks like they're sitting on a stage, and it's kind of an energy of, this is maybe like these cups represent, you're one away from ultimate fulfillment, basically, in love. So you might have you might love your career and you might love your clients and they love you back, all of that energy. You might have the home where you might have your castle. You might be satisfied with the way you look. This looks like you might be a public figure type of energy. So this is saying, you're so close to having like that ultimate fulfillment, but you have to stay focused. And it's this could represent a public figure. You could be in the entertainment industry of some sort, or you could have a platform or something. I'm just getting the energy maybe that you're about to go viral when that 10th cup comes in. That could be those fans that you've been waiting for, that type of energy. In any case, this is saying maintain your focus. You don't want to be, many a race is lost in the last lap. Just by his body language here, you can see his feet are turned out. And that means you're leaking energy from your base chakra. And that is like your survival of the fittest in like the 3D, basically. Your fears about survival, money and success and all of that. This person has been very successful, though. His upper body is showing like an infinity symbol. So he almost looks like a genie that's about to nod, and boom, there comes the 10th cup. So it is saying that you're highly favored to receive this, but you need to maintain your focus. We don't know, like when you've gathered these 9 cups, are they behind him on a shelf and they're from the past? Are they above his head, right in the now? Or are they slightly forward and he's about to receive these? So it's saying keep your focus on these opportunities and moving forward on your path, and that will take you a long way towards getting that 10th cup. And then we have this energy here is talking about the Six of Swords is talking about kind of being in a bit of a mind, like overthinking things. And also it can be thoughts that you have that are more from your subconscious mind from when you were a child, and that maybe some of your inner child needs some healing. Maybe this information comes in about this pentacle energy and this truth comes through, and it really unsettles you. And so now you're like looking for, you're wanting to move off from rough water. The rough water in tarot represents volatile emotions and chaos in your life. And so you want to move to calmer waters. And the conveyor here represents doing the prayer and meditation and to connect with the Most High. And he has to dig really deep with this pole to get out of that mud, push off that boat. And so this is talking quite often with the adult and the child here, and no baggage. It's talking about bringing your subconscious mind and your conscious mind together, so that you're conscious of what happened to you when you were a child, and that there could be something that happened that you weren't aware of, and now you just found it out. When you look here, that's what it looks like, that you found something out and now you need to absorb it and figure it out. And we have like 2 different information cards coming in. One's about Pentacles and one's about the truth, and someone panicking because you found out the truth. That's what I'm getting. And that truth is coming out, and that's that Uranus in Gemini energy, a pain in the butt for people who don't want the truth to come out, that's for sure. And this could go way back maybe to something, maybe there's some sort of inheritance or a trust or something that you weren't aware of that goes way back, even to your grandparents or something like that. We have also going from here, this is shedding, the Aquarius energy is shedding light on the hidden illusions of the moon. And this is talking about getting that 10th cup of love. And why do I keep picking up your fan base? So it might have something to do with, you have been working on something and maybe it doesn't feel like it's happening. And quite often, right before we're about to be really successful, that's when we quit. Don't quit now, because I feel like this is going to be lucrative for you. It's coming in. And there could be some information coming in from, and it could be someone that you know from way back when, and you haven't seen them for a while, and they hear about what you're doing and they want to financially back you, or, some sort of energy like that. And because the truth is coming out about your skill set, I feel like that's what's bothering this person. It's kind of like, oh, the Queen of Pentacles has found out, that she doesn't have to be resourceful anymore. And then that, for whatever reason, that truth causes other people a problem. And then we have this energy here of all these opportunities coming through, and you having to use your discernment to be able to know which ones are going to be best for you. So there's some sort of something coming through here. And it could be something like, you might have had a relative pass, and you find out that you're in their will. It could be that type of energy. So I feel like something good is coming your way, and it might be an unexpected blessing coming through. That's the energy I'm picking up. So because this new moon eclipse energy, what it really brings out for people, it can really cause long-term changes because of the energy. And, that's spread out over like 6 months. And so if you have some sort of ideas in that, it wouldn't be a bad idea to write them down and on paper, and then just put it away for 6 months and take a look at it later. How many of the things on your list did you accomplish? Or, like what things that you want to achieve. I did that, I suggest that for people at the last eclipse season. And that was I wrote down, I had 8 different points, and I did accomplish them all. Some of them were small. One of them was to clean out my closet, and I did. I forgot that I had written that down. So it's when you write things down, you have a tendency to do it. And eclipse season lasts about 6 months. So, this energy could be really beneficial for some sort of long-term change. And it quite often is significant in romance and hobbies, the way that you do, the individual things that you love to do. And also those things that you love to do with other people. And then we have, it can also really highlight the flaws that are in your systems, or in the systems of the people around you at work, in government, whatever is going on in your country. It could be give you some real clarity as to why, in business now, there's been a lot of shifts on the planet, and so we have to shift the way we do things a little bit here. And so that energy is coming through, and also wanting to stand out as an individual, but at the same time wanting to collaborate with other people and have that joy of having people in your life. So yeah, I feel like this is, I'm going to clarify this for those that want clarification, but I feel this is a really good energy, Aquarius. It's talking about some new something coming in here. It feels like it's from the past, and there could be something that you don't know about that comes to light, and it's going to shift this energy in a really profound way for you, I feel. Whatever it is, it feels like something that you can anticipate as a gift. And at the same time, it might be upsetting when you hear it, because it wasn't, what you have been told had happened for, since you were young, and you find out maybe some skeletons fall out of the closet or something like that. But bottom line is, I feel this is really good energy. I'm going to clarify with my oracle. If you are leaving the reading here, thank you so much for your time and energy, your likes, comments, subscribes. I really do appreciate them all. And I'm going to clarify with the oracle. Yeah, look at this, a tower does hit. Okay, I'll finish though. The numbers on these cards represent the paintings as they're listed in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. And this is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I will put them in the order they appear down in the description box below. and then you can look them up if you want. All right, we have the Tower. So the Tower is a reality check coming in. That's that energy that I'm feeling. Like there's something that you don't know about, and it might upset you because it might be something like that. You're like, what? Why didn't they tell me this? You know, or something like that. Other people in the family maybe know about it or whatever. But the good news is when this Tower hits, it does say divorce, but this in my tarot, this card is saying the worst divorce is from source. So as long as you're, you know, on the up and up and you're on your destined path, I feel this is going to be, it could be challenging. The Tower usually isn't much fun for everyone. And that's that energy I was picking up, like even here, of feeling like you know, might want to go heal for a while and then move forward after that. The Tower is uncomfortable, but if you're on the right side of the law, it's going to be like this truth coming out is going to, in the end, you're going to be saying, wow, thank goodness I found that out, because it changed my life in a real profound way. And especially with this eclipse energy, the way it is right now on the new moon, it could be, you know, something that is quite profound. And we have the strength and integrity coming in on this energy. So that is going back to this energy here. When this information comes in, I feel like if it does upset you, you're going to take the time to really look into it, see how you feel about it. And then you might be like, wow, you know, that explains so much of my life. Like it's something like that. It's like really like, oh, that's why they were behaving that way, or that's why that happened when I was like 16, or, you know, that's why everybody was acting so weird, that type of energy. We have dissension. Yeah, and it's also saying with dissension is when people like to divide and conquer groups, communities, families. So something could have happened, and definitely going back to 1941 to 1949, you know, if you had relatives that came over from Europe to North America, that type of energy, there could be all sorts of hidden secrets, truths that are coming out. But also this is saying with friends like this, who needs enemies? So this could be people in your inner circle involved, you know, and again, like people that you've known your whole life, or, you know, since like maybe even people that you hung around with in elementary and high school, or people that you met in college and university. Even what's coming up also is apprenticing, especially if it goes back to 1998 energy. Back then, you could quite often get into positions in occupations through apprenticeship rather than going to school for it. You know, training on the job type energy. We don't see that quite as much now. And then we have scotoma. So this is a major blind spot that you've had. There's something definitely that is, you know, is not quite right. And maybe it's always kind of bugged you. And now this Tower is going to bring that in, and you're going to be, that's why, okay. Blind, you know, this scotoma is when we have a blind spot, and we can have blind spots in our eye. We don't usually notice them there because it's like pixels that are a little bit blurry, but there's so many pixels that the other ones make up for it. But if it's in the wrong spot in your life, then you're really going to notice it. And if you are having to be resourceful when you're not, you're supposed to be more abundant, that's a good thing to know. That's one blind spot you can let go of. And this is talking about, in case you didn't know it, you're meant to be a superstar. And it's talking about the throat chakra and there being way more harmony in your life. And I'm wondering, like, you might be, like I said, a public figure on the stage, you know, this kind of energy, or you're sometimes maybe working in a public way. You might work within the government or something like that as well, some sort of energy. But I keep getting at the very beginning when we saw that this energy and this coming up, I felt like this is talking maybe about your business going viral all of a sudden online, you know, something that you've been working on, and or like, you know, that overnight success energy. Everybody is saying, oh, they had overnight success, and you're like, what are you talking about? I've been working like 20-hour days for 10 years now. It's that sort of thing. And then we have the moon coming out again, and it's saying that don't get get engaged in the energy, but don't become entrenched by it. So don't take anything too personally at this point. I feel like there's going to be people maybe that are a little bit jealous, and they're not going to be so forthcoming with like, oh yay, I'm so glad that happened to you, but their eyes are cold, you know. You're like, oh, I don't think they're really that happy. You know, be happy for yourself. Don't take, I feel like there's some sort of energy like that around you. And then we have this, this energy here. Remember I said this sometimes can be an investigation, or somebody got tempted maybe, and they know about this and you didn't, and maybe there was some sort of temptation and something happened here. And this could even have happened to your ancestors, like, you know, that energy of 1941 to 1949 comes up quite a bit when, especially because you're Aquarius and you're ruled by Uranus. So let's see, when the devil card comes in, this is manipulative energy, it's temptation. So you're not going to get the truth from the devil. So I always cover it with the next card. I want to know what minion does the devil send in, and does God cover it? And look at this. We have the moon energy. Isn't that interesting? Because this is talking about this energy up here. The moon is in Leo, and the Aquarius is shedding light upon that. And look at that. So the moon, and this is God's truth coming through. So this moon coming up energy could be quite valuable to you, or this whole eclipse season. So this eclipse season starting now, August 12th, and then we'll have we'll have a full moon eclipse. And that one will be a lunar one, I believe. And I'm going to cover that. I might skip doing the middle of the month reading and cover the eclipses more, like this one, and do the full moon one. Because that's the main thing that's happening here. But this feels like it might be really powerful for you. And so what would that be? It's August now. So say, you know, the middle of August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So around February-ish, you know, that it might take that long, but you're going to notice, like when you pull out that list, if you take the time to write it down, you might be like, whoa, it really happened. That type of energy. I really like this reading for you, Aquarius. I do hope you've enjoyed it as well. I'll be back with another reading for you soon. I'm going to definitely be doing that full moon. I think it's on the 27th or 28th of August. I haven't quite had a chance to look at that yet. All right, bye for now.